All right, so before I start, I'm just going to share a little bit about me and my story. I discovered a lump in my right armpit in 2017, August, September timeframe, and I had my first hip replacement in June. So I thought the lump was from a swollen limb from my surgery. So not being on the right side, not on the left, I'm like, okay, something's not right. Being in the fitness industry for over 38 years as an instructor and a trainer, I'm very aware of my body and what I'm feeling and different bumps and things like that. So went to my PA, ultrasound biopsy, it came back as invasive ductal carcinoma, breast cancer. And like, where did this come from? It doesn't run in my family, and actually cancer is only 10% hereditary anyway. And I was just baffled. Like, I was pretty healthy, I was feeling fairly good, obviously exercising, etc. So after going through surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, which was probably a good 8 to 9 month span, I decided to kind of dive deeper into what caused my cancer. Like, I started working as a coach to see what was going on. I attribute the breast cancer manifesting in my body as emotional stuffing. I had 2 tragic losses in my life. I lost my dad at 2 in an airline accident, and my sister, and she was 17 in a car accident in 1986. And growing up in a dysfunctional step-family environment, grief was never processed. We never talked about it. We never sought help for it. And growing up in the 70s and 80s, you have your parents that smoke and they drink and they don't address anything, and there was never affirmation, acknowledgement of self-love or external. I was constantly looking for external happiness for whatever reason, affirmation, acknowledgement of the things that I did, being the type of personality that I am, wanting to achieve all the time, and I think get that acceptance, and I never got that. So for me, after working with my coach and my therapist, I have come to the conclusion that emotional stuffing over those many, many years is what manifested in my body as cancer and showed up as a lump in my armpit. So after going through all that and obviously working with myself, I've taken a little bit more serious holistic path. I see a naturopath doctor. I also still do my bone CT scans, so I kind of do the best of both worlds with my treatments. And I'm on a continuous path of healing because I do not ever want to get sick again. I do not want cancer again. Nobody does. And so that's why my mission as a wellness consultant coach online is to support women to thrive despite a chronic illness around emotional health using 3 healing pillars of nourishment, movement, and emotional alchemy. So that's what I'm going to umbrella tonight with our conversation around how nourishment, movement, and alchemy, and how you can fit into each one of those with an exercise that I want to do too. How to nourish all levels of well-being, how to move, and then how to talk about and process your emotions. So we're going to start with nourishment first. And we always know that there's ways to overcome our deep emotional feelings of guilt and shame. Outside of the norm, we have competition, we are stuck in a place of struggle because we are less able to participate in certain ways. The emotional guilt and shame we hold on to with our chronic illness is powerful and energetically draining. Let's take this power and energy around guilt and shame, and instead of saying what we can't do and what we won't do, let's explore the things that we can do. So I wanted each of you to take a pad of paper and a pen really quick and write down. I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes. I hope I don't have pads. If not, we'll share paper. And write down what emotional guilt. Okay. Thank you, ladies. Okay, I have another pad. Okay. So for the next few minutes, I want you to write down on this paper just what comes into your head spontaneously around guilt and shame. Like, what are you guilty and shameful for right now? Let's take a few minutes to do that. And you're not gonna have to share it with anybody unless you want to, but maybe just randomly write down what comes into your head. Now, some of you are still writing, that's okay. But now we're going to take some time to relax, open our mind, and let go of this perpetual and unnecessary self-punishment. I'm going to share some ways to create an awareness around how to do this. So my first healing pillar, which is nourishment, with my card, I'll come to that in a minute. We want to again nourish all places of well-being. So how are you feeding your emotions right now? Are you stuffing them like I did, like overstuff, or you're so full that you are in a confrontation or argument and you either react without thinking or you shut down, shut up, and walk away? That was my past behavior. Then 2 or 3 days later, I'd come up and I would explode like a volcano, and my husband would be going, "What is wrong with you? I thought we were done with this argument." So that's, are you stuffing? Are you doing these things so you can explode like a volcano? Or are you starving your emotions? Are you not eating and nourishing properly on all levels of well-being, spiritually, intellectually, socially, mentally, physically, where you want to have this persona or this perception of yourself to show others, but that's not really you inside? So you can have both extremes. And the way that we want to be on all levels of well-being is having that balance. So they all intertwine together. And again, we want to maintain that balance without the guilt of self actions to support our current place of health and healing. So looking at food and diet, for example, if you have food restrictions, when you go out to eat, you want to consult with the people that you're going with and say, "Hey, I can't eat this, I can't eat that," and they will be willing to go where you want to go to eat. Or if you're going to someone's house for a social gathering or an event, maybe eat beforehand or share with the host what your restrictions are. So you feel open and honest, and you're not shy and holding that emotional guilt and blame with yourself because you can't eat what everybody else is eating. So that's around the diet, and also that falls into my card about eating and drinking choices. Eliminating what you need to eliminate, and yet making people aware of the choices that you need to make for yourself to feed your body. So 3 things that fall underneath this also really quickly. When you feel like you're not living up to your potential, you need to take a step back and ask yourself exactly what do you believe your full potential to be. Remember that each goal that you set for yourself needs to be realistic. Is it practical to achieve? If not, how do you adapt your approach so you can achieve it? And if it's still not working, where can you reposition that post to live up to your potential? We never want to stop pushing ourselves in our lives. We want to remember to be kind and reasonable. And then we need to focus on our priorities and reevaluate them all the time. Remember, is it worth your time? And is the success worth the trouble? One of our biggest motivation killers is when we set unrealistic goals for ourselves. How does your partner feel, he or she, with your chronic illness? They want what's best for you, and they want to see you be well. They want to see that your fighting spirit is strong. You have to show them how you can communicate and how they can help you. So always be open as possible. Break down and cry if you need to. I used to cry in the shower a lot. I still struggle with crying in front of people, like that emotional release. I struggle with that still because I grew up just not showing anything. So that's a work in progress. Talk about things you feel guilty about. Be open. You haven't chosen this life. You deserve to not feel guilty about what has happened, and neither should your partner. When you feel like you're not contributing to society, so you've got self, your loved ones, and your community. It's one thing to believe in yourself, but it's not going to be enough. If you're fighting a chronic illness that most people in the world, they're not going to understand what you're going through. You have to experience it. Unfortunately, people judge you. You know, they think you're not sick enough not to attend something or to be somewhere or to be socially active. And you can't take those things to heart because you have to, you know where you're coming from, and people need to respect what you're sharing with them about not feeling up to it. Guilt and shame feels around chronic illness are just there. Your mood changes, you're tired, you forget things, and your body has unwanted feelings. Getting over these feelings can be hard. You feel like you let yourself down and all those around you. So what we're going to do now is a quick meditation. Okay, so I want you guys to put your papers down, please. And I'm going to read from a script. And so we're going to close our eyes, make sure your feet are on the floor. I want you to place your hands on tops of your thighs, so you're grounding in your chair. You can lean back if you want to, or you can sit up with a nice, tall spine. So in this emotional awareness relaxation script, I'm going to guide you to focus on your feelings one at a time and notice the effect of each emotion on your body. And as you do this exercise, be aware of some of the feelings that are unpleasant to you. But this discomfort can be important and helpful. You will spend about half a minute with each feeling. So this meditation is it's under 5 minutes. It's not very long. It's important to be aware of the fact that some parts of this emotional awareness relaxation script will be uncomfortable. Before beginning, I'm going to guide you to create a safety zone in your mind. If any aspects of this exercise become too uncomfortable, you can mentally go to the safety zone for a break. Make sure to keep yourself safe and respect your limits when doing this or any other relaxation exercise. All right, so we're going to sit and make ourselves comfortable in our chair. Begin to relax your body by focusing for the next few moments on breathing. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. In and out. Breathe in again, and as you exhale, release any tension that's in your body. Breathe in and exhale. Releasing tension. Continue breathing slowly, allowing your breaths to relax you. Create a picture in your mind of a place of safety. Place a picture where you feel safe as a child, or a place where you feel safe now. Where would you go when you needed a break? Did you have a favorite room, or chair, or place outdoors? Think of a place where you have felt safe before, and imagine this place in your mind. Picture all the details of this safe place. Now that you have the safe place fixed in your mind, this image can serve as your safety zone throughout the emotional awareness relaxation. Notice how you are feeling now. How does it feel to be safe? How does your stomach feel when you feel safe? How about your muscles, your face, Where in your body do you feel this feeling of safety? Notice your body while you have this feeling right now. If you need a break during this emotional awareness relaxation, you can mentally return to this place by imagining your safety zone. Do so whenever you need to. An emotion may be experienced in one place in your body or several. When you experience each of these feelings I mentioned during this emotional awareness relaxation, notice where in your body you feel something. Also notice what you're feeling. For example, you may experience feelings of heaviness, tightness, tingling, pain, comfort, lightness, warmth, or fluttering. Notice your body as a whole and the individual parts of your body. You may notice changes in your muscle tension. Do you have a clenched jaw? Is your jaw relaxed? Is it tight? Are your fists loose? You may notice changes in the way your face, stomach, head, chest, throat, or other areas feel. With each emotion that I mentioned, I will guide you to experience the associated physical sensations. Each time you notice how your body is feeling and what it feels like and where the sensations are located, remember that if you need a break at any time, you can really return to your safety zone. Now let's begin the sensory process of experiencing emotions and getting in touch with feelings with the emotional awareness relaxation. We're going to start the relaxation. Imagine a feeling of happiness. Think of a time when you felt happy and allow yourself to experience some of this feeling again now. What does happy feel like in your body? Create these sensations now. Where in your body is the feeling of happiness located? Experience those physical sensations of happiness for just a few moments. Continue the emotional awareness. Now imagine the feeling of anger. Think of a time when you're feeling angry and allow yourself to experience some of this feeling again now. What does anger feel like in your body? Where in your body is the feeling of anger located? Experience the physical sensations of anger for just a few minutes. Continue the emotional awareness. Imagine the feeling of pride. Think of a time when you are feeling proud and allow yourself to experience some of this feeling again now. What does pride feel like in your body? Where in your body is the feeling of pride located? Experience the physical sensations of pride for just a few moments. Continue the emotional awareness relaxation. Now imagine the feeling of sadness. Think of a time when you're feeling sad and allow yourself to experience some of this feeling again now. What does sad feel like in your body? Where in your body is the feeling of sadness located? Experience the physical sensations of sadness for just a few minutes. We're continuing through the relaxation. Let's think about the feeling of excitement. Think of a time when you're feeling excited and allow yourself to experience some of this feeling again now. What does excited feel like in your body? Where in your body is the feeling of excitement located? Experience the physical sensations of excitement for just a few moments. We're continuing the emotional awareness relaxation. Now imagine the feeling of guilt. Think of a time when you were feeling guilty and allow yourself to experience some of this feeling again now. What does guilt feel like in your body? Where in your body is the feeling of guilt located? Experience those physical sensations of guilt for just a few moments. Continuing on through the emotional awareness relaxation. Imagine the feeling of interest. Think of a time when you're feeling interested and allow yourself to experience some of this feeling again now. What does interested feel like in your body? Where in your body is this feeling of interest located? Experience the physical sensations for interest for just a few moments. Now imagine the feeling of joy. Think of a time when you're feeling joyful and allow yourself to experience some of this feeling again. What does joyful feel like in your body? Where in your body is the feeling of joy located? And again, experience physical sensations of joy. You've imagined several feelings. Now just relax and allow the feelings that arise for you to be present for just a moment. Notice how you're feeling right now without trying to encourage or discourage any particular emotions. Just be. Let yourself feel whatever it is that comes to you. Notice how your body feels. Where in your body are you feeling something? What does this tell you about the emotions that you're experiencing? Does your body feel right now the way it did when you imagined a particular emotion a few moments ago? If so, which one? Can you identify the feeling or feelings you have right now? Is there a name for any of the emotions you're experiencing in this moment? Just notice observing the state of your body and allowing your body to speak to you. Notice all the emotions, positive or negative, that can serve a useful purpose. It's okay to feel. It's normal and natural to have emotions. When you are in tune with your body, you can allow your body to speak to you and find out what your body is telling you. Your body will let you know which situations are positive and which ones may want to change. You will experience both positive and negative feelings. From time to time, you will deliberately help yourself feel good by imagining a positive emotion and the physical feelings that accompany it. Let's do that right now. Imagine again the feeling of happiness. Where in your body is this feeling located? You can experience this feeling now. Feel the sensations in your body that accompany happiness. Allow the sensations to build and grow, feeling a positive sensation of happiness. Just be with this feeling for a few minutes. Let the sensory relaxation process evoke the physical and emotional feeling of happiness. When we are ready to conclude this process, we're going to keep with us the feeling of happiness and the feeling of calm. Return your awareness to the present and notice the environment around you. All right, deep breath in, ladies. Exhale. How do you feel? What came on?
It was really interesting because I just didn't expect to feel different things in Christmas.
I skipped a couple because I just skipped.
Yeah, very interesting. Like this.
Like a wave. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, meditation is one way, obviously, to help you heal. When I was going through my breast cancer treatments, I would take, even if it's just 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it was, every morning to just meditate and just focus on, self-affirmation, positivity, that I'll make it through this, just taking it one day at a time. So how many of you meditate in here? Like most of us, I think. Awesome. It's hard for me to sit still. I mean, meditation is hard. I'm being a yoga instructor. That was hard at first in Shavasana to try to lay there for 5 or 10 minutes because your mind's racing, but it gets easier. So that is one of the things that I advocate with my healing pillar is meditation. So the second pillar, moving on, is movement. How are you moving your body daily? Walking, stretching, classy, breathing, etc. I want to talk to you a little bit about this book really quick. I'm an author, a published author, and I have a chapter in this book. There's 19 other women in here with me, and we each have contributed a chapter. And mine was around a recipe for optimizing our emotions. And I quoted Dr. Christine Northrup in here because she references breasts to a blocked heart chakra. Breasts are the most fundamental form and representation of maternal love and nourishment. But the love that makes maternal nurturance so life-affirming must be replenished regularly. Otherwise, it leads to health problems in the organs of the fourth chakra, often the breasts. So, again, another revelation. I believe, as a yogi, as an instructor, you have your chakras, your 7 energies that run through your body. And I believe my heart chakra is blocked for many, many years, which also contributed to my breast cancer diagnosis. So when we're done with our event presentation, Lori has laid out rose quartz, which is a healing crystal for the heart chakra, for you to look at, maybe purchase, and take one home with you. So we know when you have that imbalance or blockage, it can create many problems and many imbalances. stress, illness, emotional upset, or conflict. All the chakras are interconnected, so when there's blockage or imbalance in one, it can affect all the other ones. It's kind of like a wheels turning inside your body, and if a cog gets stuck somewhere, it kind of like has a ripple effect. This energy disruption can cause your mind, body, and spirit to suffer. So moving on to movement, I picked 3 other things to go along with overcoming the guilt of holding emotional guilt with your chronic illness. It's okay, I can drive myself. So I live in Botno, so it's 80 miles one way for me to come to my treatments here at the Cancer Care Center. I, being the type A control freak that I am, it's like people offered all the time to bring me. I'm like, oh no, I can drive myself. So this is something that I wish I would have stepped up a little bit more and took that help and, you know, that offer to bring me to an appointment or two, just to kind of include people in what I was doing, because they want to help you. But yet I just felt like I wanted to kind of be solo with it. So again, it's okay. It's okay to, you know, accept help from others and not be such a loner with what you're going through. I need help with household chores. Okay, I'm a clean freak. Does anybody else want to clean with the house? Okay. I had a hard time, you know, I would clean every weekend, like 8 hours. I have 2 adult daughters who, when they were home, it's like they have their things that they had to do. But when you go through, you know, your chemo and your radiation, you're tired, you're drained, you don't feel like cleaning. I have a really good friend who went through breast cancer behind me, and she goes, why don't you hire somebody in the house? And I'm like, oh, what? What if they don't do it well? Good enough, you know, will I be happy? And so anyway, when she did the first, she came and did a walkthrough, and she cleaned the first time. I literally reached out. I'm like, what did you do today? You know, and she got offended at me. It was bad, and I felt so. I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to offend you. My house is clean, and so I couldn't see anything. But I still have Kim clean for me, and it's been almost 5 years, and I have her do it every 2 weeks. And that's like a control thing I gave up, because it's like, she cleans for me. I do a spot thing maybe in the in-between week, but it frees up my weekends. So it's something that I let go of, and I'm not such a perfectionist about it, and it's okay. So yeah, if you're going through something with an illness or something's going on that you just don't have the energy to do it, hire someone. It's okay. If you can afford it, and she's reasonable, I make it happen. It's budgeted into my budget. And so I can't work and help out financially. For me, during my breast cancer journey, I did work full-time at the hospital. I was the foundation director at the time. And of course, they gave me time off to come here and do my treatments, my radiation, etc. And if you're tired and not feeling up to par, I would just close my door, because then I knew I was taking a nap in my chair, put your head back and just rest a little bit. So if you don't have to work, you know, financially for your family, then don't feel obligated to do it. Your new awareness around your health calls for some changes, no matter if they're worse or better. And if your income isn't part of the family budget, then consider cutting back on how much work you can take on. You know what your limits are. Stay busy and have a purpose. So even if you're not working, find something that you like to do, like maybe paint, or you know, if you have a hobby or something, so you're not just idly sitting around thinking about how sick you are, you know, and trying to find that window of energy to do something that you enjoy doing. Practicing yoga, as we've been talking a little bit, helps you unwind your muscular tension and that's bound in our body. So through breath and movement, it helps move that energy. And I had this visual image of the chemotherapy, which I didn't want to do because I was putting poison in my body. It's like, okay, if I just keep moving, it's going to take that chemo where it needs to go to kill that cancer. Like, it's going to flow through my body. It's not going to get stuck somewhere. So I would try to do yoga every day, just 5 minutes, whatever I felt like doing, and just get on the mat and do whatever to just move that. So that was the mindset I had to give myself for the poison that was moving through me. For emotional release to be a pain, guilt, or shame of being ill, we can practice the following tools. So you have an inward focus. Has anybody practiced yoga before? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're taking that awareness inside, you're going in deep and you're kind of feeling those sensations and those emotions. Instead of just going through the asanas or the poses, you take time to kind of feel where everything's at. And I'm guilty of just going through the motions, like, okay, just, get through that hour or whatever and get it done. But when you take the time to feel what's going on and use your breath to take you there, it's a whole different experience. And it's going to be very beneficial for our mental and our physical health in many ways. So with that, we're going to do a little chair yoga. So you guys make sure your chairs are good. You look great. This is going to be like 5 minutes or less. It's just a super simple practice. Okay, so we're seated in our mountain pose. Our feet are on the floor, hands are on top of your thighs. Make sure your legs are back hip width apart. You don't want to lean back in the chair because we don't want to slouch. So we want to have integrity in our spine. Go ahead and close your eyes. We're just going to sit here for a couple minutes and we're going to focus on taking breath in through the nose and exhaling. So again, breathing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, keeping our Agni, our internal fire, flickering and moving with that nice flow of energy. So when you close your eyes, again, you're taking that inward focus. So you're not looking at something, you're kind of going inside and you're feeling those sensations. You kind of know where every part of your body is right now in your spatial space, in your space. Bringing yourself to your chair. Bringing your breath to a balance with an inhale and exhale. Now we're slowly going to take our ear. So we're all going to take our left ear to our left shoulder. So again, keeping your shoulders retracted and depressed, just bring your ear to your shoulder and then just kind of tip your chin down a little bit into that pocket. So you're feeling that release in your neck and those trap muscles. You're going to still be your nose and exhale. Again, usually holding these stretches for about a good 30 to 45 seconds or so, or longer. But since we're kind of limited on time, we're going to move them a little bit quicker. We're going to take the head down, so bring the chin down to the chest, and we're going to come over to the other side. So now on the right, ear to shoulder, and then just tip the chin down a little bit. Begin to feel that stretching on your spine. And you can do chair yoga, obviously, anywhere on your chair, maybe at your desk or your kitchen table, your office. All right, we're going to bring our chin back to our chest and raise our head back up. Now big shoulder rolls again. Up over, back again. We're going to do some arm circles here, so we're going to have to come forward and back so we don't hit each other. Extend the arms out to the sides, so try not to hit your buddy to your chair. That's why I was trying to adjust the chairs. Okay, so arms are out to our sides. We're just going to do little arm circles moving forward. I know. I was trying to adjust the chairs. Okay, and then we're going to stop the arms and just open the chest. So we're opening that heart chakra. Now, when you're sitting in your chair, we tend to throw our chest forward, yeah, and kind of take the integrity out of our spine. So kind of tuck your tail. And then to get a little bit more, you're going to flip your fingers to that wall. Opening the chest. As we know, we sit in a forward flexion motion all the time with our hands on a keyboard, often moving into that rounded shoulder syndrome. Okay, move your butt to the end of your seat. Bring your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers if you can, and you're just going to drive your knuckles towards the back of the chair. Lift your heart up a little bit, and again, tuck that tail to keep that integrity in your spine. Okay, open your chest, open the heart chakra with breath. Hands are gonna move to our thighs again. We're gonna move into a seated cat cow. So cow, you're gonna throw the chest forward a little bit, adding that arch in the back, and then cat, you arch and press back. So inhale cow, slide the hands up the thighs, exhale cat, round. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. All right, sitting up tall in your chair, we're gonna do one more. You're gonna stand up and go behind your chair. And this is a downward facing dog standing. You can also do this against the wall. So what we're gonna do is just bring your chair forward a little bit. You're gonna place your hands on the back of your chair. And you're gonna drop your chest through as you stick your tail out and really feel that opening through the armpit. Your legs have a slight bend in the knees. Then having that smiling heart chakra, smiling towards the floor. You guys feel this one?
It feels great.
I know, right? It's awesome. And again, the more flexible the more flexible you become, then you can kind of drop your chest a little bit deeper. So some of us might be tired than others, and that's okay. All right, we're going to slowly roll back up and take a sit back on our chair. Hands again. So this is kind of like Shavasana on our chair. So we're going to sit nice and tall. Our hands are going to come back on top of our thighs. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale. And we're going to deep breath in. Hands come to heart. This is just how we in practice. We bring our fingertips to our third eye and thumbs to our heart, and we bow and to each other. And that's just a reciprocation of the spirit and the light in me saluting and honoring the spirit and the light in me. Moving on to our third pillar, which is emotional alchemy. It's a mood guidance. Okay. I can't make it. I need to cancel the change plans because I just don't. Do people really understand this? Maybe, maybe not. The older I get, I notice that I'm more selective on my emotional mood to go out and socialize. I used to be a yes girl all the time. Sure, I'll be there, yeah, I'll go. I would get there, and I'm a Pisces, and I'm very like, people could see that I'm like not happy, or I'm a loaf, or I'm kind of bitchy, and I want to go home. So my husband's a very social man, and half the time I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. You go, and now being married for 26 years, he gets it. He just goes and does his thing, and I'm cool. So, but being younger in my, before BC, before cancer, I would just go because I didn't want to disappoint people. I didn't want to not be included or, have them say, oh, why doesn't she want to come? Does she not love me? So I'd let all that go, and if I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to go do it. So I don't feel guilty, and you shouldn't either. Don't feel guilty about saying no. When I was going through my cancer treatments, I did cancel many times on social gatherings. So I do that now, but I did that then as well. And I did hold sadness and guilt because I was sick. I didn't want people to see me without hair. I rarely wore a wig. I think one time to my niece's wedding, but I would always do the scarf thing because the wigs are like too hot. Yeah, it's just something everyone experiences. But some people wear wigs all the time, regardless, on top of their hair, which I don't want to do that. And I was upset that my cancer was pushing me to say no instead of my usual yes. But again, like I said, I'm moving through this emotional healing with myself, and I'm learning it's okay to say no to things, and I'm okay with that. And then Finally, when you feel survivor's guilt for living with a chronic illness, which I think cancer is in all of us, it's just what takes it to manifest, what makes it come out of us, right? Like what sets it off. And we just all have to know that we deserve to life. We deserve life. We deserve happiness. We deserve to be here on this earth. And why else would we be given the opportunity of life if we were not put in a place of survival? I have one more thing for us to do. You guys are willing. Have you heard of EFT tapping? Yes. All right. Can we do a quick session of that real quick? Sure. And then I will be done with my presentation. Okay, again, I have script because I'm not a EFT practitioner and I cannot remember all these things. So, do you guys know where to tap? No? So we start here, and I'm gonna have you guys tap, and I'll tell you where to go while I script it. Okay, if you want, you can repeat what I say because I'm gonna pause. So the first part you don't have to. I'll just give you this part, and then we move to the other body part. You can repeat, or you don't have to say anything. Okay. So we start here. We tap on the side of the hand. Even though I feel this emotional guilt and shame around my illness, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I feel this emotional guilt and shame around being sick, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I feel this emotional guilt and shame, there are things inside of me that don't feel good. Even though I feel this emotional guilt and shame, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Under these circumstances, even though I'm supposed to feel emotional guilt and shame, I still choose to release it, as I'm not sure how it's helping me heal. You can do both hands if you want to, or one. All this emotional guilt and shame. Side of the head. All this emotional guilt and shame. Under your eye. All this emotional guilt and shame. Upper lip. I choose to let it go. Chin. And part of me resists that. Chest. And the reason I feel emotional guilt and shame in the arm, because part of me believes I must. Top of head. Part of me believes I should. I don't know if you guys want to, you can feel between us. As much as I should, part of me says I can't. Not with what has happened. Not with what has happened. Not with what is going on. Under these circumstances. I'm supposed to feel emotional guilt and shame. And I still choose to release it. I'm not sure how it's helping me. Some part of me believes it protects me. The only reason I hold on to emotional guilt is because I believe it's protecting me. I choose to find healthier ways to take care of myself. I choose to find ways to take care of myself that feel better. I'm not faulting myself for feeling this guilt. I was programmed to do so. By people who thought they had to do so. We've all been doing the best we could. And I choose to feel better. I deserve to feel better. The better I feel, the better I do. Choose to feel more joy.
choose to feel more joy,
and I choose to feel more self-love.
and I choose to feel more self-love.
And the more love I feel,
And the more love I feel,
the more love I have to share with others.
the more love I have to share with others.
And boy, can they use it. I sure can use it. Did you- Okay, repeat, say it again, and boy, can they use it. I sure can use it.
And boy, can they use it, I sure can use it.
Use it to help them clear their emotional and guilt and shame.
Use it to help clear their emotional guilt and shame.
And choose to clear this emotional guilt and shame,
And choose to clear this emotional guilt and shame,
which often leads to physical pain.
which often leads to physical pain.
Choose to nip that in the bud.
Choose to nip that in the bud.
Clearing this emotional block of guilt and shame,
Clearing this emotional block of guilt and shame.
clearing it at a cellular level,
Clearing it at a cellular level.
clearing it all the way back from the past,
Clearing it all the way back to my past.
back to all those times in my life
Back to all the times in my life
where I got the message that I should feel guilt and shame,
where I got the message that I should feel guilt and shame.
allowing myself to feel,
Allowing myself to do it.
allowing myself to feel better.
Allowing myself to do it.
If there's action that I need to take,
If there's action that I need to take,
I can take it without feeling guilt or shame.
I can take it without feeling guilt or shame.
So I'm clearing the roots of this guilt and shame.
I'm clearing the roots of this guilt and shame.
I am now releasing all the sadness and trouble and all the routes.
I'm now releasing all the sadness and troubles and all the rest.
The deepest cause, and now releasing all the anger and resentment.
The deepest cause and then releasing.
In the roots and the deepest cause of this emotional guilt and shame of being sick. And the deepest cause
And the deepest cause
of this emotional guilt.
of this emotional guilt
And shame of being sick.
and shame of being sick.
Releasing all the fear and all the roots and the deepest cause of this guilt and shame. Releasing all the fear.
Releasing all the fear
And all the roots and the deepest cause.
and all the roots and the deepest cause
Of this guilt and shame.
of this guilt and shame.
Now releasing all the emotions and resentments.
Now releasing all the emotions and resentment
And all of the roots and the deepest cause of this pain.
and all the roots and the deepest cause of this pain.
All of the fear.
All of the fear
And get all of the roots and the deepest cause
and get all the roots and the deepest cause
of this emotional pain and guilt.
of this emotional pain and guilt.
Allow releasing any remaining from any of the roots.
Now releasing.
Okay, allow releasing any remaining
Allow releasing any remaining
from any of the roots and the deepest cause of this emotional pain.
from any of the roots and the deepest cause of this emotional
She's
pain.
doing great. Now releasing all of the embarrassment.
Now releasing all the embarrassment
Again, all of the roots
and the roots
and the deepest cause
and the deepest cause
of this emotional guilt.
of this emotional pain.
Okay, you're also, now you're releasing all the loneliness
Releasing all the loneliness
that's causing this emotional guilt and shame.
that is causing this emotional guilt and shame.
Releasing any remaining fear
Releasing any remaining fear
and the deepest cause of the emotional guilt and shame.
and the deepest cause of the emotional guilt and shame.
Now releasing all this low self-esteem
Now releasing all this low self-esteem
and the deepest cause of the emotional guilt and shame.
and the deepest cause of the emotional guilt and shame.
Releasing this emotional guilt from myself
Releasing this emotional guilt from myself
and from the collective whole.
and from the collective whole.
Everything is energy.
Everything is energy.
We are all connected.
We are all connected.
So right now we're healing the planet,
So right now we're healing the planet,
giving myself permission to release this guilt.
giving myself permission to release this guilt.
helping others release it too,
helping others release it too,
so that I can allow myself to feel more joy in life,
so that I can allow myself to feel more joy in life,
so that others might experience more joy in life.
so that others might experience more joy in life.
We will all experience a lot more peace,
We will all experience a lot more peace,
clearing the need for emotional guilt and shame,
clearing the need for emotional guilt and shame,
letting go of the shame of being sick,
letting go of the shame of being sick,
setting myself free,
setting myself free,
treating myself with love,
treating myself with love,
giving myself the respect to heal,
giving myself the respect to heal,
mind, body, and spirit.
mind, body, and spirit.
Let it go. We all deserve to be here, to be happy, to reclaim our health and restore our vitality, whatever that is for each one of you. So thank you for being here with me tonight.